Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shifts. My name is Michael Ojola from Mindset Transformation Africa, and on today's episode, I want to talk about calmness. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. The calmer you are, the clearer you think. Let your decisions come from a place of peace. The calmer you are, the clearer you think. Let your decisions come from a place of peace. Today's topic is around calmness, like I said before. It's a life, it's not just a feel-good mantra. The calmer you are, the clearer you think. No, I'm not saying it so that you feel good alone. It's a life principle I want you to adopt. And more importantly, it's one that can change the course of your decisions, the trajectory of your relationships, and your overall growth. So today we will go into the idea of calmness, not just an abstract state of being, but as a deliberate practice and a tool, a strategy for better living. Let's start with this question, all right? When was the last time you made a good decision while you're panicking, while you are overwhelmed, or while you are just outrightly angry? Think about it. How often do you snap decisions made in the heat of the moment? How often do they lead to regret? Maybe you said something you didn't mean to say during an argument. Maybe you made an impulsive choice at work that backfired. Oh, I can bear witness to this. Or maybe you spiraled into indecision because your mind was so cluttered you could not even think straight. Now, contrast that with moments when you were calm, when you had clarity, when you were centered. Didn't your decisions feel more aligned with who you are? Feel more aligned with what you value? And that is what calmness does. Calmness matters because it creates space. It creates space to think, space to feel, space to choose. When you are calm, you are not reacting to life, you are responding to it. And that is a big difference. There is a big difference between the two, response and reaction. See, there is a problem with living in reactivity. Most of us are living in a state of constant reactivity, and there's a problem to that. Our modern lives are noisy. Social media notifications, deadlines, family demands, the constant barrage of news. These things keep us on edge. They pull us into a state of perpetual flight or fight. We are always reacting to everything instead of intentionally navigating our days, moving through our days intentionally. We are always just reacting. And what happens when you live in this type of reactive state? The first thing I believe is your mind becomes cluttered. You are so busy responding to the noise that you cannot even focus on what really matters. Your emotions also take over. Anxiety, frustration, and fear drive your decisions, and those emotions really lead to the best outcomes. And then you lose perspective. When you are reactive, small problems feel so giant, so enormous, and solutions seem impossible. This reactive state keeps you stuck in a cycle of stress, in a cycle of poor decision making, and this is it. It is exhausting. Oh, it is exhausting. See, there is a form of superpower to calmness. Imagine a different way of being. I want you to imagine going through your day with a sense of calm, with a sense of clarity. Imagine being in the eye of the storm, but you are still, you are centered, you are unshaken by the chaos around you. That is the power of calmness. And when you are calm, you think more clearly. Your brain is not clouded by panic. Your brain is not clouded by stress. So you can see situations for what they truly are. And then you'll be able to make better decisions. You respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. You conserve your energy also. Calmness allows you to direct your energy where it is needed most. Instead of wasting your energy on unnecessary worry or conflict, you direct it to where it's needed the most. See, in this world that thrives on urgency and distraction, it is important for you to know that calmness is your secret weapon. and you need to take it seriously. There is a science behind this. Our brain, when we are stressed, our brain activates the amygdala, the part responsible for the fight and the flight response. And this is only great if you are facing immediate danger. Maybe a lion is chasing you. But in most modern scenarios, an email from your boss, an argument with your partner, or there is a deadline that is looming, this particular stress response does more harm to us than good. And chronic stress floods our body with cortisol. It is called a stress hormone. And it's that cortisol impairs our ability to think clearly, to manage our emotions, and to make sound decisions. But when we are calm, our brain shifts into a state of balance. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that is responsible for rational thinking and decision making, takes the lead. You gain clarity. You see the big picture. You are able to weigh options thoughtfully instead of acting on impulse. This is why calmness is not just a nice to have thing. It is essential for good decision making and for our overall well-being. So, how can you develop calmness? I will suggest you start with breath. It sounds simple, but your breath is one of the most powerful tools that you have. When you are stressed, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. It signals to your brain that you are in danger, which only heightens your stress level. So by intentionally slowing your breath, you can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for rest and relaxation. So I want you to try this today. Inhale for a count of 4 or 5. Let's use 5. Inhale for a count of 5. Hold your breath for a count of 5. Exhale for a count of 7. Inhale for a count of 5. Hold your breath for a count of 5. Exhale for a count of 7. So repeat this cycle for a few times and you notice how your body begins to relax. Also, pause before reacting. When something triggers you, whether it's an email, a comment, or a situation, practice pausing before you respond. Okay, take a moment to ask yourself, am I seeing this situation clearly? What is the most thoughtful way to respond to this comment? What is the most thoughtful way to respond to this situation? What is the most thoughtful way to respond to this email? This pause will create a buffer between your trigger and your reaction, and it will give you time to choose a response that is rooted in calmness, a response that is rooted in clarity. And also, you need to now limit your inputs. All right, your mind is like a sponge. If you're constantly absorbing negativity, whether from the news, social media, toxic relationships, you're going to feel on edge. Be intentional about what you allow into your mental space, people. Limit your exposure to things that disrupt your calm. Surround yourself with people, with media, with environments that promote peace. Also, focus on what you can control. See, a major source of stress is trying to control things that are out of your hands. So, instead of worrying about what is beyond your control, redirect your energy to what you can control, to what you can influence. Ask yourself, what is the one small step I can take right now to improve my situation, to improve this particular situation? Also, create daily rituals of calm. Incorporate calming practices into your daily routine. It could be meditation, it could be journaling, writing your thoughts in books, it could be taking a walk outside in nature, or it could be simply sitting in silence for a few minutes every day. Incorporate all this into your daily routine. These rituals do not have to be grand or elaborate. The goal is to create moments of stillness where you can reset and where you can recharge. So when your calmness is seemingly out of reach, one thing I want you to do is acknowledge your emotions. Ground yourself in the present moment and always remind yourself of the bigger picture. Ask yourself, will this situation still matter a year from now? Often, the answer is no. So let me leave you with this. Calmness is a choice. It is not something that just happens to you. It is something you cultivate, you develop through intention and practice. The calmer you are, the clearer you think. And when you think clearly, you make decisions that align with your values, with your goals, and with your best self. So go today